know, man. Kim Kardashian to me is like one of those characters where it's like I'm always on the fence about her. You know, I always have been. I've always been on the fence about her because, not I mean like attractiveness, but like, do I like her as a person? You know, because her rise to fame obviously was.
She's fine. Kim Kardashian's fine.
I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but she's also like, you know, built out of a factory. You know, which there's a lot to say. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to Kim Kardashian, man. She actually started. If you think about like BBLs even, or like the whole kind of like this aesthetic, like she started that, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 podcast in the world, where we give you an authentic look into the world's healthiest, wealthiest, and most inspirational minds. We talk about trending topics, bold ideas, and give you real-world examples that will inspire you to take action and become the #1 version of yourself.
Yes, sir. That is right. And today, we're just going to talk about trending stuff. All of our episodes so far have been pretty deep, which is important, but, you know, we are real people. And real life is pretty funny sometimes. So I'm gonna fill you in on some current drama.
Talk to me. You know that I'm not up to date with the latest stuff.
Yeah, but it will kind of tie into something important, which is like mental health. But Kanye West.
What about Kanye?
So I'm scrolling through his page right now. So if you follow Kanye West on Instagram, he's been posting nonstop. And here's the short version of the situation, right? So he was married to Kim Kardashian. They got divorced. Yeah. They have, I think, 2 kids. And basically, he's posting like, she won't let me see my kids, yada, yada.
Bro, why don't I follow Kanye?
Bro, follow him right now.
I don't even follow Kanye.
He just crazy. Posted, he has this post today. It says, my account is not hacked, holding a yellow, like on a yellow notebook.
Bro, he's got the bag over his head.
Right, like, and I think it's like, because on the one hand, I'm like, it's not that I like trust Kim Kardashian, right? I think she's playing kind of this, you know, victim, you know, for clout.
Okay.
Acting like, you know, he's dangerous or something. I don't think he's dangerous.
Wait, who's playing victim?
Kim Kardashian.
Oh, she is?
Like, she's trying to act like, because
I don't follow Kim either.
One of his lives, he was like, yo, let me see my kids. Like, he's having to ask other people to like get the location of his kid's birthday. You know, and it's like, you should know where, like, as a parent, and I'm not a parent, but I can definitely say this, like, as a parent, you should know where your kids are. Yeah. Like, and especially if somebody else knows where your kids are and they're withholding that information. For sure. You know, like, that's messed up. Like, think how crazy it is if like, you knew somebody knew where your kids were and they just wouldn't tell you. No, you know? And then in addition, that person was like, obviously the other caretaker, but like, that's messed up. You know, like, it's different if like y'all both just don't know where your kids are and your kids are lost. But it's like, nah, like, I know where they are. I'm just not telling you. That's messed up. Dang. So I do feel for him in that regard. But that's kind of like the whole situation is like, basically they got divorced. Ye is trying to like get access to his kids to spend time with them.
Dude, I can't imagine, like, having recently gone through like a breakup not too long ago. Yeah. I'm like, can you imagine going through a divorce and having kids together?
Bro,
I feel for people. If y'all are going through that, I don't even know what that is.
That's wild to me, man.
I don't even know what that is.
If you've been in a divorce, leave us a comment. Send us a DM, actually. We want to talk about it. Come on the show. I want to talk about divorce on the show.
You know what I think would be great? I think we need to have a woman's perspective on the show, too. We need to get some... If you're a woman and you want to be on this show, we would love to have your perspective on...
Hit us up.
On just life in general. Come up with some topics, because we do talk about the men's perspective of a lot of topics. Yeah. And I think having some women on the show would be great.
That's a good idea. It could be life... your perspective on life, like any of the stuff that we talk about, but it could also be anything else, right? Like, you know, whatever you care about. And in general, we're just trying to get more people on here. Yeah, for sure. So consider this the invite. I know a lot of people hit me up and like, hey, I've been thinking about, like, this is the invite. Just let us know. We'll get you on the show. We'll talk about stuff.
For sure.
But yeah, man, look at this post right here. So I'm gonna put this up to the camera. So there's an image of Machine Gun Kelly, MGK, Pete Davidson from some skit they did, I imagine. And it says, you will never meet my children. You score right. It's a text from Pete, mostly cut off. Something you as a man I'd never get. I think in the way of your children. Something's a promise. Something about raising your kids is up to you, not me. I do hope that we can meet and all be friends. From Pete. A lot of it's cut off. But like weird stuff like this is like...
Where's he even getting these?
I think these are texts from his phone. Oh, like, yeah? Pete texted him. And it's just not a good look, bro. Like he's
Kanye's
just out
posting
here.
some random shit, bro.
Yeah, man. Like,
what's going on with him?
I don't think he's okay. Like, I think
Damn.
he's.
You know what?
He's
I think
having
there's
like a full like mental like.
I think there's something to be said when you're going through shit of like completely disengaging.
Yeah.
Unless your credibility's on the line or like somebody's like tarnishing your, but at the same time, like I'm going through something recently where someone was like totally like tarnishing mine.
Right.
And so what did I do? I just handed it to my attorneys.
Yeah.
And my
That's what you
attorneys
gotta do
handling
sometimes.
it. And I think that like there's something to be said for just like completely going off the grid with it. Like your personal business is your personal business.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know. I think that when you focus so much in like the past also or what's happened, like you kind of hinder your future.
Right.
You know, because there's some people that may not be attracted to you any longer because you're, you know, airing your dirty laundry out there.
Right.
So you could be like potentially holding yourself back.
I think the other side too is like, this is just, you know, entertainment. Like, I don't know if anybody who's seeing this who was like, yo, I'm not gonna, you know, watch the Kardashians anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Or vice versa. Like, I'm not gonna fuck with Ye anymore.
Yeah,
like,
but they got this is like a whole different vibe though. Like these guys are on another level.
Yeah, like he has all the resources. Like in terms of people like who need like to go through the legal system or what?
Oh, Kanye just started a live.
Oh, let's put it on. All right, he's
at the Super Bowl.
He's at the Super Bowl. All right. That's boring, but yeah, man. It's like when you have that many resources, it's like, do you really need to be on Instagram like that? Just like blasting, like, you know, you would swear he's like a single father or some shit.
But wouldn't you
like,
think?
No way to,
wouldn't you think that like the other party would have a field day with this shit, like in court?
Oh, 100%.
Because this is like slander, and
this is ridiculous. Oh, wait, let's go to Kim Kardashian's page. I don't know if I follow her. Kim.
People love this shit though. I mean, look at us. We're talking about it. I didn't even know about this until you just brought it up.
Yeah.
So people love this stuff.
Where's Kim Kardashian's? Kim Kardashian West. Her name is still Kim Kardashian West. Like, she hasn't even changed it. Yo, that's... Maybe she knows he's just going through some shit and is having some mad patience. I don't know, man. Kim Kardashian to me is like one of those characters where it's like, I'm always on the fence about her. You know? I always have been. I've always been on the fence about her because... not I mean like attractiveness, but like, do I like her as a person, you know? Because her rise to fame, obviously, was...
She's fine. Kim Kardashian's fine.
I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but
She
she's also like, you know, built out of a factory, you know, which there's a lot to say. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to Kim Kardashian, man. She actually started, if you think about like BBLs even, or, you know, like the whole kind of like this aesthetic, like she started that, bro. And we live in Miami now, so it's huge, but like,
dude, it's like,
she is like I can't think of anyone else. Like, she is the source of like, yo, go under the knife and like,
that's so true.
Become the person,
dude.
that
And it's so crazy
be.
How many women when we went to Colombia look identical to this.
Yeah, it's like
from like a physiological standpoint,
like out of a factory, bro. It's like the fake butt, fake boobs, you know, and like obviously it looked nice, but I think to the core point of like, you know, who she is as a person is like her rise to fame and all that. Like when you look at that, is like, one, she's crazy good at marketing. Like they did it right, they played it off,
100%.
You know? Making a sex tape though with a R&B singer, you know, Ray J, and then using that to catapult yourself to the position that she's in. I mean, get the bag.
That's smart.
You get the bag. Now you got kids with Kanye West. I mean, get the bag. But
and now you're still getting all this free publicity, right? Because he's losing it.
Yeah, man. So it's crazy.
Hey, but what do you think? Dang, because obviously, like, I think that's not the route unless there's like a whole goal behind it. Like, if this was all set up for the purpose of media attention, like that's one thing, which I doubt is the case. I mean, it could be, but I think they'd be playing it more into it from both sides.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a new album. Yeah, Donda 2 is coming.
I mean, it's kind of, and his last album it didn't hit like that.
It did not hit.
Right.
I recently have listened to some of the tracks again. He put out a video for one of them. It's pretty dope. I can't remember what the name of the song is.
He's coming here live on the 22nd. Right?
Is he?
I think he is.
I don't know, man.
I think he is. I saw 222.
The album was weak. I will strongly say that Donda, that album it was not it. You know, especially with all like the what was it? His album versus Drake's album. Mm-hmm. Everybody was bumping Drake's album. You know, people still bump that stuff. You know, like today that album, nobody's playing Donda. It was overhyped, underproduced album that needed more time in the oven.
Actually, this morning my boy sent me Kanye concert Miami 2/22/22. and he resent, the post was deleted. He resent it 3 times. All 3 times it was deleted again. So really? I don't know. We'll see. Damn. Kanye, if you're here, we're going to come support you for sure. I'll definitely be at the concert.
We'll try. I won't be here. I'll be in New York. But a lot of people will come support. What other current events can we talk about, man? What else is going on out here?
I'll be honest, man. I'm so busy and so tuned in to my business. I do not focus on anything current. Which is terrible.
You got to zoom out, bro.
I know. I got to like really work on the balance. Zoom out.
You know what I want to talk about? So there was one of my buddies was here. He was actually on the pod. This episode is coming out as we're filming this. I think it'll be episode 14. His name's Paolo. He's a B-boy from Italy. Also has an Airbnb on Miami Beach, right? But there's a development, I think Lofty is the name of the company doing it, right? And he sent that to me. I actually got to run the numbers on this. But he was thinking about getting in on that, man. Like, what are your thoughts on like these Airbnb hotels, right? Or let me I love them. Let me paint a bigger picture for y'all, all right? So basically what Lofty is actually building is it's a new development, right? But has short-term rentals in mind. So what they'll do is the entire building is actually geared towards bringing in people from all over. They'll run all the services, right? So they'll market it for you. They'll rent it out for you. And they take 30% off the top. Super nice. It's a condo. You can live there.
Yeah,
right?
It's down the street.
So it'd be very different from like just any other condo building because the building is actually, it's purpose built for short-term rentals.
I've got one more that's just like that. They almost have the C of O.
What's the
Wynwood Atriums? I've got 3 loans in that building right now.
Was that the one with the, no windows?
So yeah, it looks like a prison.
Yeah, that was not it.
There's like no windows, but these units like they're all pre-sold.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy. So, but no, we're about to get the certificate of occupancy, and thank God these loans have been in my pipeline for like 6 months.
Word.
Yeah, so I cannot wait to get the C of O and get these deals closed. But no, I love those buildings. Any building that's geared toward Airbnb, I think is just an incredible investment.
Here's the kicker, though. Let me actually pull it up right now. The message I got from them, the prices on these. The prices are a little high, right? So let's go. There's 27 available, 2 bed, 2 bath, 970 square feet, going for 1.163 million, bro. The cheapest one on here. There's one going for 500 grand. The studio, 432 square feet.
I was going to say probably 400, 500. Wow.
That's crazy, so they look nice, but.
And do they come fully furnished? I
think they do come fully furnished,
yeah. That's awesome.
But I mean, so furniture is like 20 stacks max. If it's real nice, the most luxury furniture in like a 1,200 square foot apartment, you're talking 35, 40 racks.
Yeah.
It's not.
Dude, but if I'm going to pay those prices, like why wouldn't you just go new construction at like Aria Reserve or something if you're going to pay those prices? You know, the thing is though, these people are paying for the cash flow at the end of the day. The price per square foot there is insane. That's wild. Yeah. But you know, the Airbnbs right now are crazy.
Yeah,
they're crazy, especially here in Miami. The prices are insane. If you can find a building that allows it, it's an incredible investment. The problem is most buildings do not allow Airbnb anymore. If they did in the past, like some of them are moving away from it.
Yeah.
For instance, Opera Tower and Edgewater, it used to be Airbnb friendly, and now they're just not about it.
Turn it off. Wow.
Yeah. So imagine like you bought one of these places and then it's like you can't do it anymore, right? So I think, you know, from a place of transiency, like they didn't want like riffraff and people all up in the lobby and like the high traffic. It's more wear and tear for the building.
Which I get, by the way. Like, so for reference, I live, this is an apartment community, right? But they Airbnb or do short-term rentals like across the hall and other floors. And yeah, sometimes when it's like late at night or you just
they're bumping.
I pay a significant amount of rent here. So it's like when there's like 80 people just like lingering in the lobby, even if they're not doing anything wrong, it's just loud and like there's just wear and tear to the building, you know, and it's just like, am I paying all this rent for this? It's like, I'd rather just have like the privacy of not. So I totally get it. But on the investor side, you know, I want to be able to do it as much as I can.
That's true.
You know, so.
Well, the thing about these Airbnb communities, especially like the Icon Tower 3, which is the W Hotel, the W on the Beach, the Satai, a lot of these buildings are considered condo hotels. Most lenders cannot finance condo hotels. Your normal mom and pop bank, they're not financing condo hotels. Credit unions, Wells Fargo, Chase, these buildings are not financeable through these institutions. Right. So we have to go with private banks. So I do a lot of these because they get denied somewhere else and then they come to me. But condo hotels with most of my banks are a minimum of 30% down. Some of them are 25% down. In rare cases, I have gotten 20, but it's always 25 to 30. So, there is a higher barrier of entry for a lot of people that go into these that are considered condo hotels.
What is the I was actually, because this is a question I need for Paulo, but how do you get debt on these pre-construction, right? So I know this one, Lofty in particular, they're doing 10% down pre-construction.
Yeah, they're phases.
And then there's phases. So would people do like bridge debt, or how do they actually do that?
So what a lot of people do is I'm not going to say that you can finance the down payment,
right?
Or those increments. So, because I don't know, I just can't really speak on that. But what I can speak on is after the fact. So what a lot of people have done, for instance, the most recent new construction I did was 40% down in phases of 10. No, it was 5, 5, 10, 10, 10, right? And so all in, they're 40% in. I don't know where they got the money in order to make that happen. They probably had the cash, but I come through on the back end and I'm financing 80%. So they're going to end up getting 20% back at closing.
They recoup some of that back, and you're financing it at the current value. Right?
Well, no, it will be the current value once we get the certificate of occupancy and they do a final inspection. So the building has to be built ready to go before I'm going to come in and finance it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So we've got to have a certificate of occupancy. Without the C of O, I'm not able to close on that.
There's just a ton of risk on that, because so basically the way it goes while it's being built is you pay 10% and then you increments of 10% basically, right, up to 50% of, I think,
is it 50 at Lofty?
Yeah, I think it's 50%. Yeah. So basically you're paying for the cheapest one, $500,000. You're putting up $250,000 cash, and you're locked in probably for 18 to 24 months while they build it.
Yeah, exactly.
So there are back out clauses, right? But I mean, the obvious cost is your money. You got 250 racks tied up. And so I'm thinking, even if I can't Airbnb this, there's 2 years where I've got $250,000, more or less, just locked into this building. So it's got to print money.
Well, the other thing on that is with most new construction buildings, what you'll find is a lot of people will go in under contract initially, at the reserve, before they break ground. And then after they break ground and a little further along in the development, maybe by the time the second or the third deposit is due, they'll sell their contract.
Oh, to somebody
because
else.
Some of them have appreciated already $100,000, $200,000.
That's crazy.
So, for instance, Aria Reserve, I had someone, and this is right in Edgewater over here. I had a client. He went in with one of my agents for $860 on a unit, and that same unit now, this is 5 months later, that same unit is worth almost $1 million.
Wow.
So he's like, do I just hang on? Because it could be worth 1.3 in another 6 months, right? The way that the market's going. So you do have that appreciation while the construction's happening, because everything around us is booming.
Yeah.
So you could either wait, or you also risk, if there is a slight correction, you're obviously going to feel that as well.
Right. You're going to be under. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a hit or miss.
It's a speculative play.
But I think for me, I honestly wouldn't mind new construction. I think that there's a better route for myself. I want to get one of these buildings that does allow Airbnb, or at least month to month, monthly minimums.
Yeah.
And so I would like to buy one that's totally run down and completely renovate it, and then put furniture in it. I think that's a better investment for me personally.
For sure.
However, I do see the value in new construction from the standpoint of not only do you have that appreciation, but for me, I have statistically in my past been terrible with saving money.
Yeah.
And I think that it would force me to save in the fact that I have to put a certain amount down by a certain deadline.
Right.
So I got to bust my ass and I got to make certain sacrifices in order to make that happen. Maybe I can't go to dinner every night like I've been doing.
Yeah. I mean, I got that problem too, but
I know, bro. It's so easy.
It's tough,
Miami,
man. Food out here is so
good. $100 to $300 a night on dinner.
Man. It's ridiculous.
It adds up.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I like it. I think it's a good investment.
Yeah.
I like new construction.
I'm thinking about it, man. I mean, it's nice too, just from an asset perspective, being able to own something that's brand new, super dope, great views.
Yep.
Right. The quality is obvious. So when it's done, what is it? The brand the meal appliances.
Yeah.
They're gonna be nice, right? It's just how much you got to pay to have that? I don't know, man. But
as we're speaking about this, I get a notification from Airbnb asking us if we're traveling to Miami.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're a little late, a little behind on that one.
They're listening to us. They're always listening.
Yeah, man. So Kanye West, short-term rentals. What else is happening in Miami? Yeah, what's happening in Miami, man? We should just talk about Miami stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot happening in Miami.
What is going on out here? Ton of new development in Miami. I mean, just in general, talking about Lofty. you can't see right now, but I'm looking out my window. There's a ton of new development on the waterfront on Biscayne.
Yeah.
There's a huge development being done by some billionaire over that Ferris wheel and all that stuff is.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're gonna like basically redo all of Bayfront.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and then there's the oh God, what is it? It's like the World Center that's going in. It's gonna be huge.
Where's that?
It's gonna be behind 900 Biscayne and like 1000 Museum. They're gonna build a massive. It's gonna be a mall and everything. So I think everything in that area is gonna appreciate dramatically once that goes in. Yeah, I think Miami is an incredible investment. I can't speak to what's going to happen 30, 40 years from now with like the water levels and everything. Yeah. But I think for right now, like this is an incredible place
value of boats is going to go up. That's what's going to happen. Right, man. Houseboats, stuff like that. No, I agree, man. Like there's so much development. People are still moving here. There's more people moving here now than before.
It's crazy.
You know, just
and the rents are up like 60%.
Yeah, rents are flying, which is crazy. Luckily, though, unlike other cities that are booming, well, I think there's a lot of cities that are booming still have space, but there's a ton of space here to build. Yeah. Like there's so much space for Miami to grow. So hopefully they do it right though, because Denver, using them as an example, if you're anyone who's went out to Denver in the last few years, like while they were booming, you go out, you see cranes everywhere. Yeah. Traffic was terrible though, man. Like they built everything like it was its own little kingdom instead of it being a part of the city. And so it's just
well, I can tell you traffic here has gotten so much worse.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how long has it been that you've been here now?
Coming up on a year.
On a year? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's been like 6 years for me, and I can tell you that the traffic is so bad. Yeah. In comparison to what it was.
Jeez.
It used to be a lot better, and it's always been bad in Miami. I mean, it's not like LA or anything like that, but it's getting bad.
Yeah, they got to keep it
because there's so much construction happening.
City plan. Well, it just comes down to city planning, man. Like you can do dense like buildings, but you like just sidewalks. Like there's a strip like right over here. There's literally no sidewalks, and I'm like, this makes no sense. Just build a sidewalk. People can walk. Which means
I think it's because each development is responsible for their own.
Right. That's kind of that kingdom mentality. It's like, oh yeah, our block is nice. It's like, bro, I can't get to your block unless I hop in the car. So I don't want to go.
Dude, what I really want to see happen in Miami is I want to see them redo downtown.
That'd be nice.
Downtown's it's pretty gross.
Yeah, it's miserable down there.
It's a mess.
You can feel.
It's kind of dingy, bro.
Yeah,
when you walk through downtown. So I just moved to downtown, and it's super dingy.
Yeah,
and I'm like. And they're doing construction because they're trying to make like this whole like Lincoln Road type of feel on First and Biscayne, which are like really, they're going to build out nice apparently. But it did cut off a whole one way that went to my apartment. So now you got to do like this huge like roundabout situation. It just is like a 10-minute detour.
Really?
Yeah. Instead of like, you used to be able to go right home, and now it's just like a whole pain in the ass.
I'm like never in downtown, man.
Oh, for
I'm
real?
over here. Like I just not over there.
Yeah.
At all.
We have no reason to be.
No, I mean, unless we're going to the movies or the mall or something, Yeah. I'm trying to get over there more actually, but yeah, I'm always over here just in Wynwood.
Slide through.
Bro, traffic, bro. I got to park. Like
parking's a disaster.
Yeah. Downtown is like 10 minutes from me, but like for me to get there, it's like, all right, I can Uber.
No, you have to Uber because you'll spend 10, 15 minutes trying to park.
Right. I literally just circle the blocks.
Forget about it. If there's a Heat game, bro, let me tell you, it took me an hour and a half to get home the other day. And I could have walked.
Yeah.
Because the Heat game, the traffic is terrible when the Heat plays.
Yeah,
I'm like 2 blocks from the arena.
Yeah, and I'm 2 blocks the other way basically from the arena. It's bad out here, y'all. Well,
so yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really have a lot of input on relevant topics right now because, dude, I'm super guilty of just being in my own bubble.
You gotta,
and it's so crazy because that didn't happen to me until I moved to Miami. When I lived in DC, I was just so into everything. Like I knew what was happening in the news, and it was happening in the markets. I knew what was happening, in the city. Yeah. And when I moved to Miami, it was just like, I feel like because I'm guilty of it, we are in our own bubble, and we just don't pay attention to the rest of the world. Yeah. It's like we don't even live in the United States. It almost feels like sometimes. We're in like a portion of South America.
Miamiville. Nah, man. Well, we're going to talk more about current events. Maybe what'll happen is I'll just come up with some current events. I'll prep you on it.
You're going to be like,
and I'll just fire hose information and be like, what do you think about this shit that has happened? Maybe that'll be the format. But I think that's a wrap for this one, man. Yeah. I think we just want to do something more lighthearted. Just have a quick conversation. Definitely, like we said before, though, we do want some women guests on this podcast. Love our women. We love women in general. Great people. Come on. We want to hear your perspectives on
100%.
life. It could be dating. It could be work.
Ooh, let's do an episode on dating.
Yeah, let's do that.
Dating in Miami.
Dating in Miami.
That'd
be a sick episode.
That'd be a banger.
Yeah. So if you want to talk about those topics, come through.
Let us know.
We need you. Other than that, I'm Forrest the Investor. You can find me on Instagram. Got Drew's the Move. Yes, sir. We are the #1 podcast in the world. Hit subscribe. Hit the like button. If you're still here and you haven't done that yet, you're crazy.
We appreciate y'all.
Yeah. See you in the next one.